Chapter 8 Review. Develop geometry with algebra. Number 1. The net of a rectangular prism and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. What is the total surface area of the rectangular prism in square inches? Total indicates that we'll be finding the area of all 6 faces. To find the area of all 6 faces, you have to know how to find the area of a rectangle. The formula we are going to use is area of a rectangle equal BH. A equal BH. Each of these rectangles can be found by multiplying the base times the height. The base times the height for the first one is 2 times 6. If you look, there should be one just like it right here. That would be considered the bottom and the top, 2 times 6. When you would fold this up, you would see that this rectangle here would be a side, 2 times 9, and the other one would also fold up to be a side, 2 times 9. And then when you fold the front and the back up, you can see that the dimensions there are 9 times 6. 9 times 6. Two times 6 is 12. So we need 2 of those, which will be 24. 2 times 9 is 18. We need 2 of those, which would be 36. And 9 times 6 is 54, and we need 2 of those, which would be 108. So to find the total surface area of that rectangular prism, you'd have to add 24 plus 36 plus 108. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Carry the 1, 5, 6, and 1. The total surface area is 168, and you have to label inches squared. 168 inches squared for the entire surface area. If this problem were to ask for lateral surface area, we would not include the top and the bottom. That would be the 12 and the 12. You would only include the 36 and the 108 to get the lateral surface area. For number 2 and 3, you have to know the definition for vertical angles and adjacent angles. The definition for vertical angles are 2 angles opposite each other. And adjacent angles are 2 angles side by side. So if you're looking at the picture, circle angle 9 and angle 12. It's obvious they are not side by side. Are they opposite each other? Yes. So you would say angle 9 and angle 12 are vertical angles. Angle 9 and angle 10, angle 9 being this one here that I'm marking with red now, and angle 10, it's obvious they are, that is correct, side by side. So they are adjacent angles. Remember, vertical angles are two angles opposite each other. Adjacent angles are two angles side by side. Number 4, the angle measures of a triangle are shown in the diagram. What is the value of x? What is the value of x? We need to know that all angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. All angles add up to 180 degrees. So you can put 60 degrees added to x plus 20 degrees and 2x plus 25 degrees equal to 180. 60 plus x plus 20 plus 2x plus 25 equal to 180 degrees. You need to take all of the values of x and put them together. 1x plus 2x is 3x. Then you put all the numbers together. 60 plus 20 is 80. 80 plus 25 is 105. Added to 3x equal to 180. This is a two-step equation. In order to solve this equation, we need to get x by itself. To get 105 away from the left side, you have to take away 105. Golden rule of algebra is whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. The 105's cancel, 3x comes down. 180 minus 105 is 75. Now it is a one-step problem where you have to get the 3 away from the x. Because there's no plus or minus there, you know that you have, that's multiplication, so you have to do the opposite, which is divide. If you divide one side by 3, you have to divide the other side by 3. The 3's cancel. X is now by itself. Think about money here. 3 quarters, 75 cents. So 3 goes into 75 25 times. So the value of x is 25. Number 5, the net of a square pyramid and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. What is the total surface area of the pyramid in square feet? The square pyramid has a square bottom, so we know we have to find the area of the bottom, which is a square, so we'll use base times height. But the sides in a pyramid are triangles, so we have to use a different formula for the triangle and then use it 4 times for the 4 sides of the square pyramid. The area of the base times height, both being 15, would be 15 times 15. So the area of the base, which is base times height, would be 15 times 15, which is 225. The area of one triangle, which will then multiply by 4, the base being 15, and the height, the same as the height of all the triangles, is going to be 6. So the area of the triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Don't be fooled by that 8. You're not going to be using that. 1/2 the base of the triangle, which is 15, times 6. 1/2 of 6 is 3, and 3 times 15 is, that is right, 45. 45 times 4, well, 45 plus 45 is 90, and 90 times 2 is 180. 180. So you take the 225 and add the 180, and you get 405. 405 centimeters squared. Anytime you're looking for area, you're using square units. So the total surface area of the square pyramid is 405 centimeters squared. Number 6. Lizette is planting grass in her yard. The diagram below shows the dimensions of Lizette's yard. She will not plant it in the flower bed. How many square feet of grass does Lizette need to cover the yard? The shape of her entire yard is a rectangle, and she does not want to plant in the flower bed. So we are going to find the area of her entire yard, including the flower bed, and then take away the area of the flower bed. So the area of her entire yard with the flower bed, base times height, is 12 times 8, which is 96. The area of the flower bed, base times height, is 2 times 12, which is 24. So to find the area that she is going to plant grass in would be 96 minus 24, which will give you 72 meters squared. 72 meters squared would be the square feet of grass that she would need to cover her yard. Number 7. A tent is in the shape of a triangular prism. About how much canvas, that's the cloth that the tent is made out of, including the floor, is used to make the tent? It doesn't say it in the problem, but what we're looking for is total surface area. So because we're finding the total surface area of this triangular prism, we have to find the area of each of these shapes. There are 5 total. You will see that the rectangles all have the same area, and the triangles, being on the ends, that's the shape of the base, also have the same area. So we can find the area of one rectangle, multiply by 3, and find the area of one triangle and multiply by 2. To find the area of the rectangle, we would use A. To find the area of the rectangle, we would use A equal base times height. 12 times 3 is equal to 36. And there are 3 of those. Times 3 would give you 108. So the rectangles have an area of 108. The area of the triangle is 1/2 of the base, which is, that is right, 3 times 3 6/10, which is the height of the triangle. You should recognize that half of 3.6, 36 is an even number, 3.6 is also even, and you can get half of 3.6 as 1 8/10. Then you'd multiply 3 times 1 8/10, and then move the decimal over 1. 3 times 18, that's right, 3 times 18 is 54, and bring it over 1, which will give you 5 4/10. Times 2 would be 10 8/10. So you're going to add the 108 and the 10, make sure you line up your decimals, and 8/10, and you get 118 8/10 feet squared for the total surface area of the tent. Number 8. What is the area of a circle with a diameter of 14 feet? A circle that has a diameter of 14 feet. The diameter goes all the way across. Radius is halfway. In order to find the area of a circle, we do need to know the radius. This problem would be 7 feet. Because the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. Remember, there are 2 things we could use for pi. Pi could be 3 14/100, or it could be 22/7. We use 22/7 when our diameter radius is a multiple of 7. That is correct. We would use 22/7 for pi here because when we square 7 squared, we get a number that we know 7 can divide evenly into, which is 49. Put the 49 over 1. 7 goes into itself once and into 49 7 times. And then all you have to do is multiply 22 times 7, and you get 154. Remember, area is in square units, so that'd be 154 feet squared. 154 feet squared. Number 9. A storage container is shaped like a rectangular prism. The volume of the container is 1,800 cubic feet. The area of the base of the container is 30 square feet. What is the height of the container in feet? The problem tells you that you'll be using the formula for volume, which is V equal big BH for rectangular prism. It gives you the volume of 1,800 feet, and it tells you that the area of the base is 30, and you're looking for the height. This is a one-step algebra problem. To get h by itself, you divide both sides by 30. That is right. You can cancel 1 0 and 30 and 30. H would be equal to 180 divided by 3. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 6 zeros left. The height is 60 feet. The height of the container is 60 feet. Number 10, Alex drew a model of a square pyramid. The dimensions of the model are shown in the diagram. What is the volume of Alex's model in cubic centimeters? So you will need to look at your chart, just like you did on number 9. We're looking for volume of a pyramid. The formula for volume of a pyramid is V equal 1/3 big B H. The big B stands for the area of the base, and the base of this pyramid is rectangular, or in our case, square. So we would do 1/3 BH H. 1/3 of the 12 times 12 times the height of the pyramid, which is 16. Put the 12 over 1, over 1, over 1, and that will allow you to cross-cancel the 3 with one of the 12s. 3 goes into itself once and into 12 4 times. So now you have 4 times 12 times 16. 4 times 12 is 48 times 16. And 48 times 16 is, pause the video and solve that. Correct, 768 cubic centimeters. Centimeters cubed. So the volume of that square pyramid is 768 centimeters cubed. Number 11. Answer the question below by writing 2 or 3 complete sentences in the space provided. Mrs. Carr made a poster shaped like a circle. The circumference of the poster is pi d, or 10 pi. What does the 10 represent, and how can she use this information to find the area? Before you start writing, go up into the corner and draw a circle. And draw the line across, which represents the diameter. Now we know that C is 10 pi. It says that circumference of the poster is 10 pi. And we know that circumference is equal to the diameter times pi. So 10 is the diameter. The diameter is equal to 10. In order to find the radius, we need to know the diameter. So if the diameter is 10, the radius is half of that, which would be 5. In order to find the area of the circle, you have to have the radius. You have to multiply pi times whatever the radius is squared. So with this information, you will be able to answer and write the sentences that you need to for this problem. First, we will start with answering the first question. What does 10 represent? The ten in 10 pi represents the diameter of the circle. If the diameter is 10, the radius is 5. To find area, you must multiply pi, 3 1400ths, times the radius squared. So 3.14 times 5 times 5 would give us the area of that circle. Number 13. Answer the question below by writing 2 or 3 complete sentences in the space provided. If two angles are complementary and one of its angles is 40 degrees, explain how to find the measure of the other angle. Before you start writing on this, you need to understand what complementary means. Two angles are complementary if the sum of their measures adds up to 90 degrees. Supplementary are two angles that add up to 180 degrees. So if you have one angle that is 40 and the two angles have to add up to 90 to be complementary, then you know that you have to subtract 90 minus 40, which will give you 50. So to explain how to find the measure of the other angle, you would first write the definition of what complementary is. Two angles are complementary when the sum of the two angles is 90 degrees. If one angle is 40 degrees, the angle that is complementary to it is, remember, 90 minus 40, 50 degrees. Then you would say, you found that by subtracting 40 from 90. Number 14. Answer the question below by writing 2 or 3 complete sentences in the space provided. Explain how to find the total surface area of this rectangular prism. I hope you recognize it. That's right, it's number 1 that we did first on this review. To find the total surface area of the shape, total, indicating all, we have to find the area of each of the 6 rectangles and then add them together. You can refer back to number 1 to get your numbers if you want to put the numbers in. To explain how to find the total surface area of this rectangular prism, we can start with a first. First, find the area of each of the 6 rectangles. Using your information from the front, you could say the area of the top and bottom are 12 each. The area of each side is 18. The area of the front and back are 54 each. Then add 12, 12, 18, 18, 54, and 54. Finally, you will have a total surface area of 168, and don't forget the label, inches squared, or you can say square inches.